Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Peace of Christ be with you all. What an incredible gospel reading with so much depth. One could almost just put it up on the board behind me and walk away and let it just soak in. Lose your life, gain it. Deny yourself, take up your cross and follow me. For some, it sounds easy. For others, it sounds next to impossible. I can kind of relate to Peter in a lot of ways. You know, he's always saying things out of turn. But he's inspired by the Holy Spirit also, and it helps to guide him and earn him praise and recognition. And this is the leader that he was. But he came into something greater as he started to listen to the things that Jesus said, as he started to think the way that God thinks. I remember back whenever I was first entering into formation, and I just realized that the Lord was calling me to be open to the diaconate. This took a lot of surrender and a lot of struggle on my part. It wasn't something that I had seen for myself. But luckily I have some that love me around me that kept encouraging me even whenever I resisted. And ultimately I heard the call of God, and when I responded, my wife and I went to the director's office, the formator of the diaconate, and she was starting to fill us in on the process and what it would take. And then she kind of caught me by surprise, and she asked me, what do you think it is that makes it that you're ready for this process of formation? And I listened to the time commitment that she had said, and I thought, well, you know, I coach soccer a lot, and I have a little lull in my life right now where my second to the youngest is now playing club soccer, and so she doesn't need me to coach her. And my youngest is only a year and a half, and so she's not ready for me to coach her. So that frees up like 2 or 3 nights a week and Saturdays. So I should be fine with all the commitments that you've discussed. And I realize now she was probably rolling her eyes and thinking, you really have no idea what you're being called to or what you're getting yourself into, do you? But I think that in some ways, Peter was probably similar. You know, he realized in his heart that this was the Christ, this was the Messiah, this was the one to come to save Israel, to save mankind, to bring full restoration, healing to the world. And he recognized that, and his heart burned for that. And when he heard Jesus say that he was going to suffer and die, he might not have even heard him say that he would be restored or resurrected. He was so busy saying, you know what, Lord, that will never happen on my watch. And how we can relate to that, right? We think that we're doing God's work because we're doing it our way. But it's not always the case. What Peter didn't realize is he needed to develop this mind of Christ, this mind of God, this mindset of love. And Jesus went on further to explain what this mindset of love was like, what it would take to have this mindset of love. Whenever he said, if you want to follow me, if you want to come with me, journey with me, you need to deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. This word for follow isn't just like following behind, you know, like a lost puppy. It's an accompanying. It's a being joined to. It's sharing in the journey with. And that goes both ways, us with him and him with us. We hear deny yourselves, and that's so countercultural that sometimes we don't even know where to start with that. We have beautiful examples in our lives of, here in our congregation, we have so many new mothers that are beautiful examples of the love of God and what it means to deny yourself. To see them change to someone who's carrying something in their womb, to looking down in love and holding their precious child, having so much hope for their precious child. Totally denying self so that this precious child can have opportunity and love and life. Little do we realize if we could emulate that and deny ourselves in the same way as Jesus and these beautiful mothers do, we too can experience this return of love, this return of gift, this life for our soul, for our being. I was praying into this weekend, and I'm at like 1 o'clock on Saturday, and it's like crunch time for my homily. And my wife asked me, Kevin, do you know what's going on? I'm losing water pressure. I'm trying to water. And I'm like, no, I don't. So we're on a well, so I go outside to the well, and there's like mud spraying everywhere and water going all over the place. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Run over to it, and I realize there's a hole in the pipe as it goes underground in the water main. So I shut it off, and I go and get a shovel, and I'm like, Lucia, because she's my only helper at home now, right? Lucia, come and help me. I need help. And so I got a real shovel. She's got a little shovel. And we start digging up this pipe, and then I call my son Kevin, and I said, hey buddy, I really need you right now. I need you to come home. And so he says, okay, I'll be there. So I get this big hole dug out. I realize what has to be done, and I go and I borrow a pipe wrench from a friend, come home, and my friend wasn't doing anything, so he ended up coming with me. And so soon after that, Kevin comes home. And I thought that I had this great struggle, this great cross that all of a sudden I was having to bear. And I realized I have people around me to help me. And then later that night, so we started doing the repair, and then I abandoned Kevin. I'm like, okay, buddy, you need to go to Home Depot and you need to get this, and this, and then come back and make the repair. And his head's probably spinning, right? But I said, I got to get to church. When I came home last night, Kevin told me something beautiful that is the product of when we carry our crosses. He said, you know what, Dad? I didn't realize that I had it in me to make this repair. All of the construction work and things that we've done around the house that I've done really helped me to be able to manage this and to make this repair by myself and to do it right and do it well. Isn't that funny? What I was thinking was a cross, what I was thinking that Jesus was showing me as my cross was a blessing for my son, who will be married next week, just in time to realize he's a man. Can we look at all of our crosses that way? As I looked into my life and I thought about my crosses, they weren't all what I thought they would be. And I realized that when Jesus showed me this extra cross, that it was meant for blessing. And then I was realizing that our crosses are as unique as we all are. And we all carry our crosses so beautifully. And when we deny ourselves and willingly carry our cross, we're prepared to follow. We're prepared to accompany Jesus and have him accompany us. As I prayed into this more, I asked the Lord to show me how you think, Lord. Help me to put on the mind of God so that I can more readily deny myself, so that I can more readily pick up my cross and follow him. And I got a message from him for each and every one of you. That message is, he sees you. He sees all the ways that you deny yourselves. He sees all the ways that you carry your crosses and that you follow him uniquely right where you are. And he loves you, and he's blessed by that. I count it such a blessing to be a part of this parish community with so many beautiful disciples, so willingly denying themselves, even in the little ways that they do, and in the beautiful big ways that they do. I'm proud to carry my cross with you. I'm proud to follow Jesus with you. May he always bless you. May he highlight ways that you can follow him more closely. May he highlight for you ways that you can deny yourselves and highlight those crosses that will turn into blessing. God bless you all.